Gustavo Ribeiro joins me now from Sao Paulo. He's a journalist who's covered Brazilian politics extensively. He's also the founder and editor-in-chief of the Brazilian Report. Gustavo, the big question at this point, can Bolsonaro survive this?
Well, yes. Legally speaking, yes. Like Paulo said, the prosecutor general was appointed by Jair Bolsonaro, and since taking office in 2019, he has been anything but confrontational towards the president. Moreover, indicting a president is a difficult thing in Brazil. Fortunately so, you need a 60% majority in the House in order to suspend the president from office and put him to face criminal charges. But this, in the short term, Bolsonaro should escape prosecution. In the long term, I don't believe so. Once he leaves office, he will be fair game to trial courts to prosecute him. And like Paulo said, according to polls, that could happen as early as January 2023.
So you're saying criminal charges are not likely, considering this chief prosecutor is a Bolsonaro appointee?
Yes, at the short term. Once Bolsonaro leaves office, he is removed from the jurisdiction of the prosecutor general, and then the other prosecutors are likely to try to present charges against him and bring him before courts. This, legally speaking, in terms of the political impact on Bolsonaro, I also don't believe that this committee will be the most pivotal factor in Bolsonaro's waning approval ratings. We have to factor in the fact that the economy is in very poor shape. Inflation rates are out of control. Poverty is rising. Food insecurity is hitting over half of Brazilian households, and that puts tremendous pressure over the government which seems lost in terms of how to conduct economic policy in order to redress growth in this country.
So which do you think has damaged Bolsonaro's popularity more, the economic situation or the COVID-19 disaster?
The pandemic situation. The economic situation. Because last year, when Brazil was facing the first wave of COVID infections with daily deaths in the thousands, it was when Bolsonaro was the most popular during his almost 3-year tenure. And that was because the government had put in place a cash handout program that actually reduced extreme poverty rates to the lowest on record, and was the single biggest cash transfer program in Brazilian history. Of course, his administration could not keep up with the payments, and the monthly stipends were halved in September and then suspended between December and April of this year. And ever since September of last year, we see a downward trend that has been very consistent in Bolsonaro's approval.
Gustavo, before we let you go, talk about the pace of vaccinations in Brazil right now, which really got off to a slow start in the beginning. How is the country doing?
So vaccination, I think, is one of the biggest legacies that the Senate committee will leave to Brazil, because it pressured the government into trying to get more vaccines as fast as possible. And now we have 3/4 of the population with at least one dose, and over half of the population fully immunized. The state of São Paulo, where I'm speaking from, which concentrates around 1/4 of the Brazilian population, has vaccinated its entire adult population, so around 35 million people. And the city of Rio, for instance, has a vaccination rate of 99% of the target population. So that has allowed Brazil to escape from the worst moments of the pandemic. And now deaths, daily deaths, who were once at around 4,000, over 4,000, now are below the 400 mark for this past few weeks.
Boy, that is tremendous progress. Gustavo Ribeiro, thank you.